Okay, so we are in the Semicha Program in Hilchot Shabbos in Siman Ein Reish Bet, paragraph Bet. So we're speaking about which wine is good for Kiddush. Okay, so the Shulchan Aruch here in paragraph Bet speaks about very fresh wine, Yain Megito. Yain Megito, it means like it's still like in the process of fermenting inside of the winery, and right away you want to grab that first cup of that wine and to do kiddush on that. Is that a good thing? So it's not such a good thing, because we know that wine is supposed to go through a process of the fermentation until it settles, and only then it's like the good wine, right? So wine that is like right, just the first thing that is, just became to be wine, it's not considered to be a good wine. But anyhow, says the Shulchan Aruch, Mekadshim alav. Okay, so it's not lechatchila, but it works. Now, even more than that, says the Shulchan Aruch, Sochet Adam es kol hanavim ve'omer alav kiddush hayom. A person can actually squeeze grapes. Obviously, Friday you cannot squeeze grapes in Shabbos, but squeeze grapes and do the kiddush then on the grape juice. Okay, so all of the whole permission of the whole world to do kiddush on grape juice, which is like very acceptable all over the world today, is coming from this paragraph of Shulchan Aruch, because the general understanding is that you need wine. How can we do? Yeah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shekocho ugvuroto malei olam. Amen. Okay. So, how can we do kiddush on grape juice? Supposed to do kiddush on wine, but because of this paragraph that you can squeeze grapes and do kiddush on them right away, so that means you can do kiddush on grape juice. Okay. Now, it's not exactly in the words of the Shulchan Aruch, but I want to tell you that there is many rabbis that they hold that the grape juice that we are using for kiddush is not the same like the Shulchan Aruch says here. Why? Because if you squeeze grapes, so that grape juice is potentially wine. If you leave it aside, simply it will get to be wine. Yeah. So now, what do you do? You take that grape juice and you go through a whole process of not fermentation, no,
distillation,
filtration,
filtering also, but no, pistu, pasteurizing,
yeah.
pasteurizing it, and basically you get to a point that it will never be wine. The grape juice that we have, it can get spoiled, but it will be a miracle if it will get to be wine. It's not supposed to get to be wine, right? So there is rabbis that they say that no one said that you can do kiddush on that, okay? And that's in the case that we're talking about the natural grape juice. When you're talking about like water with sugar with some color, that with a little bit of grape juice, so then obviously it's much worse. So it's not so simple to do kiddush on the grape juice. It's not so simple. Me personally, I'm trying. I want to do kiddush on wine, but my kids are fighting with me all the time. They want the grape juice. They don't like me to do the kiddush on wine. But I think that the grape juice that I'm using is like natural or organic grape juice. That it's like not the commercial manufactured. So it's a little bit more like to that direction of like the Shulchan Aruch says here, of like squeezing grapes and doing kiddush on that grape juice. Anyhow, if whoever is able to do like kiddush on real wine, simply it's more lechatchila. It's more like higher priority than to do kiddush on grape juice. Okay, and as much as you and if you choose grape juice, so you need to get it as much as possible natural. Yeah. For example, just to like for that we're already on subject. You know that there's a yeshiva brisk that they are very like very like like strict orthodox from kind of approach with without any, not any, but very little flexibility. So for them, they don't want to use the regular grape juice. So because it cannot become to be wine. But if you do like grape juice and you don't pasteurize it, so it gets spoiled, right? So what do? So they take the fresh grape juice instead of pasteurizing it, they freeze it. They put it in bottles and they put it in the freezer. And then they defrost it like one bottle in Erev Shabbos, and that will be like fresh grape juice that potentially could become to be wine. And then for sure it's like the Shulchan Aruch says that you like basically the grapes that are squeezed and you do kiddush on that. So that will be like more lechatchila, okay? And okay, there's we can discuss only that for a long time, but I think I spoke enough about it.
Just a quick question.
Yeah.
You have like bottles that say on it Birkato Brei Priya Geffen Gam Rabbeinu Beit Yosef. Also the
Yeah. Everybody says Leshitat Bet Yosef. So I was learning by a rabbi that used to laugh and to say, you know what they say Bet Yosef, because in the Bet Yosef you have all the opinions of all the Rishonim. So you can't argue with it. Like it says in the Bet Yosef that you can do it. But which opinion is it? Like the psak of the Rabbi Yosef Karo? We didn't say so. It just like it says in the Bet Yosef that you can do kiddush on that. So yeah, it's a little bit like I don't know if it's like is it that bad? Okay, I'm not sure, but it's not so simple that you can just rely on that and that's it. Okay, it's
for kiddush. I'm saying for
so I'm answering. Like, if you can get something that will be better than that, it will be more lekuli alma, fine. But if not, so okay, you can. Okay, we're already speaking about it, so I'll tell you more about it. I told you a few times about my friend Rabbi that is involved with the food manufacturing and hashgacha of kashrus and so on. So he told me that he was involved with manufacturing grape juice. Okay.
His name is Landau?
No.
Oh.
And he said like you go to like the regular like wineries that they doing like grape juice for like for companies that they sell it as a kosher grape juice for kiddush. Yeah. So he says how they do it. They squeeze the grapes, take that grape juice, fill up a tank, take all the waste, put it in another tank, add water and sugar, let it sit there, that the water and the sugar will get the color of the grapes shells. Okay, then take that, move it to another container, again water, sugar, wait a little bit, yeah, and like that they do like 6 times. So they have like so they have like six containers. That the first one is the real grape juice, and then another 5 of like diluted more and more and more with water and sugar, and then after that all of that is done. So then they balance all those like containers together, that everything will be the same amount, and it has the color, it has a taste, it looks, you taste it, it's sweet, everybody likes it, and it's natural grape juice, right?
You make much more money that way.
It says in the bottle natural grape juice. So
it's not natural.
It's natural. Why not? Water is also natural. Sugar is also natural. The grapes are natural. Everything is natural. What do you want? That's what he told me. Okay, I didn't went to those wineries myself, but I believe him.
But it's not 100% grapes.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. That when you're relying on those commercial grape juice, so basically that's what you get. Okay, obviously they have a very big competition. Everybody are dropping the prices. If they will do it like right and real, so people will not buy it because it will be too expensive. So they do whatever they need to do to survive. What do you want? Anyhow,
just more for Sedalia, it would cost more than I assume it costs more than the organic.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That like today, Baruch Hashem, you have like small wineries that are doing like small manufacturing of wine and grape juice, and you can like sometimes speak with the owner or whatever, and then you can get something that will be more like better for halachic reasons. It will be better to use that. Maybe you won't like it so much. Maybe when it's very natural, so many times it can go bad. Many times we open bottle of grape juice in the house and it's spoiled. Why spoiled? Because they don't put also all the preservative and pasteurizing it and filtering so much and this and that. So whatever you have, there is price for that. You have to pay a little bit more, and you take a little bit risk that maybe the bottle won't be so good. But fine. But halachically, it's better. Okay. So you have to do whatever it is that you can do. Each person according to his place, according to the time, according to what is available to him. You have to try to make an effort that your kiddush will be more lechatchila as much as you can, the highest priority for the wine or grape juice, whatever it is that you're using. Okay, but even beer is good, so it's not less than beer. It's a question. Should you say borei peri gefen no shekol niya bidvaro on that? But anyhow, you can do kiddush on that. The kiddush is kosher kiddush, but it's not lechatchila. But you have it. Anyhow.
It's more kosher because it's.
If you ask one more question.
Yeah.
Does a kosher bracha for birkas hamazon also has to have the quality of being able to become wine?
It's basically the same thing.
Uh-huh.
It's basically the same thing. The wine, it will be the highest priority. Grape juice that can become to be wine is the second priority. Grape juice that cannot become to be wine is the next priority. Other drinks that are not grape juice but important drink like shechar medina, like beer, like something like that, is lower priority. And if you don't have anything else, you can. Me personally, sometimes in a weekday, I want to make myself like a cup of coffee in the end of the meal. So instead of drinking that and then say Birkat Hamazon, I use that cup of coffee. I hold it while I'm saying Birkat Hamazon, and then I drink it. So it's not like kosher bracha because it's coffee. It's not like grape juice, but I don't have an obligation. It's not like kiddush. So there is a certain reason to do that. There is a certain something that I heard from Rav Shai Dublitzky. That's all. Anyhow.
So just to say it's more halachic because it's more mechubad because the organic it's diluted and
it's not about the organic. Look, also I like organic food without all of the poisons and so on. But that's not the point now.
No.
I'm saying like in a halachic perspective.
Yeah.
Something that is more natural, and there's a chance that it will be it's closer to wine.
Yeah.
So then it gives it like a higher priority in the halachic reasons. Yeah.
Higher level. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, natural food spoils faster than things that are not natural.
Right. So so people don't like food that can get spoiled very quickly. So they don't like the natural food, but for health wise and also halachic reasons, there's many times it makes sense to go for that. So something that is more natural. All of the manufactured food, you have to know also like kashrut wise, they always some compromising. Yeah, as much as you're using food that have more like levels and more ingredients, all kinds of things. Obviously, you're compromising. So you're relying on the kashrut, so it's kosher. I'm not saying it's not kosher, but it's not like the highest level of kashrut. Someone that he wants to stand for the highest level of kashrut, basically they have to do like everything themselves in the house.
I've seen mechadrin and mechadrin or something.
Okay, whatever.
He was the mashkiach for kosher ones. So.
Okay, fine.
I'm not saying in previous gilgulas was actually. Right? It's like that.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, there's compromises. There's for sure.
And
you can't operate without compromises.
Right. You can't have a factory that will function like a private kitchen. It doesn't work, right?
Yeah, that's what it was. That you can't make it. Like
the moment that you go and you're doing something like big scale, like big quantities, so you have to go through some compromising. So people that they want to stand for the problem is that it's very time consuming to do everything yourself. So it's very difficult, right? Imagine yourself that you like to do everything yourself, like to whatever. There is people that they want to grow the wheat that they eat. So imagine yourself to grow the wheat and to grind it and then until you get to bread that you can eat. It's like hours and days and months and whatever it is. It's like it's a whole life project. So fine. So you have to find your balance. I'm not saying like you have to be extreme with that or anything else. I'm trying to find my balance, and I'm suggesting anyone to like, you don't have to try to do everything yourself, but as much as you can to try to do things yourself. So you gain more, kosher and more lechatchila. And yeah, let's go back to the Mishnah Berurah. We spoke quite a bit about that. Okay, so Mishnah Berurah Hey, talking about the yain megito, the wine from the winery. Yeah, maybe not from the winery. Do you have a different
Press?
from the press?
Wine press?
No, because gito, it means that it started to ferment. After they press the grape juice, and then they let it like sit for 40 days, and then they put it in like filtering and bottling it, yeah, basically, or putting in barrels. That's basically the process. So the gut is the place where they store the grape juice after they squeeze it for the first 40 days. Anyhow, the Mishnah Berurah says, מכל מקום מצווה מן המבוכר ביין ישן. והיינו שכבר עבר עליו 40 יום. Okay? So the Mishnah Berurah says the best higher priority will be wine that is after the final fermentation, which is the first 40 days. Okay? If you had 40 days since the press of the grape juice, so that's not called yain megito anymore. So yain megito is within the 40 days, and that's b'diavad. If after the 40 days, then it becomes to be yain yashan, that is lechatchila. It is the higher priority. Okay? סוחט אדם, ובזה השמועינן רבות עטפי, אף שהוא חדש לגמרי, שזה מקרוב שסחטו קודם השבת, אפילו אחי מותר לקדש אליו. Okay? So that's says the Mishnah Berurah, that's a higher chidush, a higher level of chidush, that you just squeeze the grapes in Friday, and right away you can do kiddush in them. So it didn't even start to ferment. Yeah? And by the way, I suggest to anyone to try it once when you have like the season of grapes that it's like cheap. Try to take a bunch of grapes, squeeze them, and do kiddush on that, and see what the difference between that and the grape juice that they used to. It's a whole different world.
Do you put the peels in there too, or do you just have the liquid?
No. You sift it. You sift the peels out. Sift the peels out. Anyhow, let's try to squeeze another paragraph here. מקדשים על יין שבפי חבית אף על פי שיש בו קמחין. Okay, so again, today we're not accustomed to buy like wine in barrels to put them in storage. Right? Everybody are buying the wine only in bottles. But if you have like a barrel of wine, so it's the way it goes that you have a certain layer of like sediments, but like there is part of it that stays like floating above, and some of them are sinking down. So if you take like a scoop from the the top of the barrel, so you get some of the pieces that are floating up above. Yeah. So you would think that it will not be good for kiddush, because it's not so fun to have like wine like that have like pieces floating there. So the Shulchan Aruch says even though it's good for kiddush, b'diavad it's good for kiddush. Not lechatchila, but it's fine. Says the Rama, ויש אוסרין לקדש אליו, אלא יסננו תחילה להעביר קמחים. Okay, but the Rama says no. Can't do kiddush on that like that. If you sift it and you take those pieces out, fine, then you can do kiddush on that. But if you just like take that wine and you drink it like that, no one wants to drink wine like that, so it's not proper. Continues the Shulchan Aruch, על יין שבשולי החבית, אף על פי שיש בו שמרים, ועל יין שחור, ועל יין מתוק, ועל יין דרכי חלה וטעמי חמרה, כל מקום מצווה לברך על יין טוב ולקדש עליו. So other wines that could be used for kiddush is the wine of the edges of the barrel, even though it has also like yeast and whatever of the wine.
The skin from the
Yeah. Yain shechor, like black wine. I don't know why it came to be black. Probably it's like it got a little bit spoiled, maybe moldy, whatever it is the reason. Yain matok, sweet wine. Okay, there's also b'diavad. Yain dereche chala v'tameh chamra. Wine that it smells like vinegar, but it tastes like wine. All of those are kosher b'diavad. Then the conclusion of the Shulchan Aruch, anyhow, it will be the best mitzvah will be to take good wine for Kiddush. Okay, so as much as you can. Let's see the Mishnah Berurah here. קמחין, היינו נקודות לבנות, אבל אם יש עליו קרום לבן, אין מקדשים עליו. כתב אלי הרבה, כשיסיר הקרום, אין להחמיר. So if you have like white spots, like flour that is like on top of the wine, so that's okay for Kiddush. But if you have like a layer that is white, that is like basically mold, that is like flouting on top, so that the Eli Rabba says it's not good for Kiddush anymore. What about sweet wine? Says the Mishnah Berurah, מסתם המשמע, בין שנתבשלו הענבים בחמה יותר מדי, על ידי זה היין מתוק מאוד, בין שהיין מתוק מאוד מחמת הפירות עצמן, שהיין הזה הוא גרוע, הוא פסול לנסחים, אפילו הכי קשה לקידוש, אין ביאור הלכה. So they're not speaking about the sweet wine that we have with sugar. They're talking about sweet wine that is natural, because the grapes were very sweet. You know, if you let the grapes stay on the winery, no. Vine? On the vine. If you let it sit on the vine and they get dry a little bit to go to the direction of raisins on the vines, so and then you squeeze them, so then obviously the wine will be much more sweet. You'll get less juice and it will be much more sweet. Yeah? So something like that. That's the kind of sweet that the Shulchan Aruch is talking about. And even that is b'diavad. How much more so when you're talking about the wine, the sweet wine that we know, that it's sweet because they added sugar. Yeah?
If you leave them on the vine, they get sweeter?
Yeah. תת in the Mishnah Berurah, מכל מקום מצווה, היינו אף שמקדשים הכל העני אף לכתחילה, כל מקום מצווה ממנו מבוכר לברוא יין טוב. על כן, טוב שלא ייקח מסתם יין שממרטב לקידוש, עד שיראה מתחילה אם אינו מקולקל. So basically the conclusion of the Mishnah Berurah, because of that principle that you need to get like as much as you can the best wine for Kiddush, so it's better not just to like pick wine like a barrel and to open it and like for the Kiddush. It's better to prepare it from advance, to open the barrel on Friday and to like taste the wine to see that the wine is okay, and then when you're doing the Kiddush, so it will be like more lechatchila, like the best possible way to perform the mitzvah. Okay? And b'diavad, if you didn't do it, so then you have all of those permissions of all of those different levels of wine that you can use. Okay? We'll hold it here for today. Thank you very much. Baruch haba atzlacha.